My name is Kefentse Moagi, founder of the Elkasico Cup. Look down on Kasi football.
Kefentse, thank you for joining us. Kefentse, just before we get into it, just tell us, where did the love of the game come from?
So the love of the game started when I was still a boy. Grew up in the dusty streets of Tembisa. We used to play what we call one body. So ever since then, I've been a passionate and avid supporter of football, and I've played from as early as about 6 years old, right through to my high school years. I think it's every kid's dream to be a professional, but again, when reality hits, not everybody can be pro. So I knew that if I was not going to play, I had to be involved in football, which is why I took the back end and started my own sports and events management company. So I've always been a supporter of Kasi football, and growing up we used to go predominantly to what we call field games. So when I moved to Boksburg around 2017, I started frequenting one of the biggest on the side of Vosloorus, which was the Vosloorus Diski 99. But at the time that I started frequenting their games, they actually closed down. So there was about a 4 or 5 year gap in terms of no games in Vosloorus. So we found that people would actually move out to go watch Kasi football games as opposed to staying within Vosloorus. And Vosloorus is actually a football-loving community. So initially we started off as a 5-side events management company where we hosted 5-side tournaments. But because of the demand and the gap that we saw in the market around 2019, my partner and I, Elkasico Cup, decided to actually expand and give an 11v11 product offering. So we obviously engaged the various stakeholders in Vosloorus, and fast forward prior to our first event, that's when COVID hit. So we had to go back to the drawing board and see how we can better the product without implementing as yet. And our first tournament was actually a top 4 at the Vosloorus Stadium in 2021, and we've never looked back ever since.
This is where it goes down. I just happen to come up hard. Legal or illegal, baby, I
never took a straight path nowhere. Life's full of twists and turns, bumps and bruises. I live, I learn. I'm from that city full of yellow cabs and skyscrapers. It's hard to get a start in these parts without paper. Homie, I grew up in hell, a block away from heaven. That corner 8, 15 minutes, it move at 7. Pure snow, bag it then watch it go. Occupational options, get some blow or some hoes. Shoot the ball or the strap, learn the rap or the jack. Fuck it, man, in the meantime, go ahead and pump a pack.
So the whole idea of starting the Elkasico Cup was primarily just to bridge the pathway to amateur football, bringing opportunities to them, and then transitioning over from amateur football to organized football.
Yeah.
So we believe that we actually had a healthy balance of both opportunities, because coming from a corporate governance background, relationship building, networking has allowed me to now actually sell that product to organized institutions to pull them through from where they are into the townships. So it gives these players an opportunity to showcase their skills and as a result gain ongoing opportunities.
How did you get into this position that you're in right now, becoming an organizer? Like you said, you wanted to be a professional footballer, but along the way, things didn't happen the way you probably wanted to happen.
So again, I've always wanted to be involved in football, whether it was on field or behind the scenes. And I took it upon myself to actually put myself through school by going and studying sports management, sports administration and management. So it actually opened my eyes a lot more to the business side of football, and I am a very passionate organizer. I like certain things done in a certain way, so yeah, it was just a matter of me putting together a property, fine-tuning it, researching, doing the groundwork, and eventually executing.
It's getting harder to breathe. Chain smoking your love can't be good for my sanity. can be good for my lungs. Chain smoking your lungs. Chain smoking your lungs. I know my leash is up and the bailiff's at the door, and still I'm hanging on to the life we had before.
Again, Vosloorus is a very football-oriented community that love football. I think it's safe to say that at least 20% of players applying to trade in the PSL mostly are from that side of town, along with Tembisa, Kefentse, Elkasico, so the East End is actually known for producing very, very talented footballers. So again, I'm a people's person and I'll always be appreciative and show gratitude to all my supporters.
Chain smoking your love. Chain smoking your love. Chain smoking your love. We watch the water rise and waiting by the shore. Take me on top of the world and leave me on the floor. You say we're meant to be, but I've seen your older seed. I'll be a casualty.
What has been the ratio of footballers becoming professionals just from being seen at the Elkasico Cup?
Fun fact, actually, we just concluded our 8th edition. And I think it's safe to say that from edition 1 right through to 7, we've seen players actually go through to the programs. It might not be as a direct result of us or our involvement, but we believe that we also played a part in shaping some of their careers. I think what comes to mind would be your Kefentse with Uppington City in the NMD. Who plays for Nakesi in the PSL back way. Who plays for Uruguay. And recently there's a boy called Shimi. He was affiliated to AS Roma in the Elkasico Cup. He signed with Sekukuni United. So there's actually quite a lot of traction when it comes to the transition from amateur unorganized football to more structured and organized football.
I mean, hearing this is an eye-opener for some of us, because normally we are told by the Englishmen that Kasi football is looked down upon because of the style of play. I mean, with the skills and everything. But you seeing it, would you say that it is bad type of football, or is it positive? I mean, like you're saying that there are a lot of kids who have become professionals from playing in these tournaments.
Again, I think it depends on how you look at it. As South Africans or as Africans, we've got our own style of football, and as Europeans, we play out with the own style. But modern football is centered around European football. So I'm not against the players, the Kasi football players per se, but they have to understand that the business side, the commercial side of football requires structure. They require structure. So it's a matter of balancing both. I mean, if we had to be in a position where we use our skills to create opportunities for football, 100% for Kasi football. But again, Kasi football was centered and built around the entertainment of the fans. Bring enjoy to the community, bring enjoy to football fans. So it's just a healthy mix of both. Know when to do it, know when it's going to help you, know when not to do it. So I think my advice to the young boys would be just make sure that you balance the two styles of play accordingly and go well.
Drowned inside the lake outside the way. And this I know. I got 100 on my dash, got 200
safely say that we were competing with the religious holiday, where people were a religious weekend, where people were out to church, family time, but they chose to spend their weekend with us. So outside of the football, which was great and entertaining, what stands out the most for me was the support we have from the community of Vosloorus and March. So my parting shot is that boys, stay active. You never know who's watching. Keep your grades up, stay positive, and something